Nigeria's federal government has revised its 2021 tax-to-GDP ratio to almost 11% following an adjustment to include revenues collected by other government agencies. Authorities are keen to ramp up the tax collection rate, which is one of the lowest in the world. Experts have advised the government to adopt an appropriate tax regime in the face of a rising poverty, inflation, and other economic indices affecting the citizens. Let's have more details of that in this report.
For over a decade, Nigeria's tax-to-GDP ratio hovered between 4 to 6%. But a review by the nation's tax office, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, resulted in the tax-to-GDP ratio from 2021 rising to 10.9%.
Tax is very important because it's an indicator of how your economy is growing. If you're having more tax revenue, it shows that the economy is growing, at least to some extent. So a modern industrial economy must be tax-based. For those numbers to be real, the economy must be growing to the extent of meeting those numbers. You see, in Nigerian economy, because it's not growing up to 5%, so you cannot expect such growth.
Nigeria's economy is not majorly tax-based. Africa's largest economy runs one of the lowest tax-to-GDP ratios in the world. Experts say the slow economic growth rate and multidimensional poverty are to blame for the decreased tax collections.
Why Nigerian economy is not tax-based? Because our Nigerian economy is not yet an industrial economy. It is an economy dependent on export of oil. So, and we have not diversified the economy to the extent of bringing small businesses, because most of the time, it's small businesses that pay more tax than the big businesses.
People that are poor don't pay taxes. Tax exemption starts from 30,000 and below. So people that earn 30,000 naira, what do you want to tax?
Nigeria's tax office reported its highest revenue in 2022, collecting 10.1 trillion naira, or approximately $22.5 billion, which represents 97% of its tax target.
As we speak, we are less than 2% GDP growth rate. So if the economy is overtaxed, we may tax the economy into a recession. We understand that the new government has appetite for taxation, but that must be done with a lot of caution. Those who have means to pay should be focused on.
Government says in the midst of insufficient revenue, rising debt profile, and increasing expenditure, taxation has become a viable option for boosting revenue. Experts have advised the government to adopt an appropriate tax regime in the face of rising poverty, inflation, and other economic indices affecting many Nigerians. Kelechi Emekalam, CGT in Abuja, Nigeria.